Okay, so just having that open and ready to go, we'll spend a couple minutes doing body relaxation. And so starting at the crown of your head, become aware of the sensations around your scalp and your hairline, and allow all of those little muscles to relax and release. As if you'd taken your hair down after a long day or had water poured over you that was the right temperature. The whole scalp relaxing. The brow unfurrowing. The jaw unclenched. All of the planes of the face settling into their natural position. Gently tucking the chin in. And allowing the eyes to be almost all the way closed. Tiny bit of light able to get in. Looking down at the floor. And relaxing down the back of the neck and the front of the throat and through the throat itself. Down across the shoulders, scanning side to side across the tops of your shoulders, encouraging them to come into balance, to drop away from the tension they might carry. And then bringing that relaxation down both arms, all the way down and through the joints and muscles. Imagining tension leaving out of the fingertips, dissolving into space. And then spend some time relaxing through the core of your body. Thinking that all your internal organs settle into their natural positions, circulation flowing freely, muscles unclenched and untightened, everything softening and settling. Even as your back strengthens and stabilizes. And pulling that relaxation down through your hips and your legs, all the way down, imagining any remaining tension leaves out your toes, dissolving into space. And then move your focus decisively to the breath. The simple, direct focus, stabilizing the mind. Gradually drifting less and focusing more. And then shifting to analysis. First thinking about refuge. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all Buddhas, original grantor of all holy teachings, and Lord of all supreme beings. Please, Guru Buddha, bestow on me the ability to unify my mind with the Dharma and be successful in practicing Dharma in order to achieve the graduated path. May there be no hindrances occurring while achieving this path. Being with that. Please bless me to realize that I've received a perfect human rebirth, which is highly meaningful, for many reasons difficult to obtain, but perishable, transient, and fragile, decaying in the shortest moment because of its changeable nature. Being with your perfect human rebirth, as well as its impermanence, letting the truth of both of those things touch you. And this human rebirth might not feel perfect, but thinking about the fact that we have independence of movement, that our body is healthy enough, strong enough to get from point A to point B under our own steam. That our mind may be stressed, may have difficulties, but isn't under the influence of a severe mental illness or a severe developmental disability that would make learning and practicing harder. And we live in a country where we're allowed to practice what we want, and that there are other people practicing the same things that we want to do, who can hold and support us. So easy to take that for granted, but just be with the preciousness of that. As well as the fact that this life can change in a moment and death is definite. Its time most indefinite. And after death, I'm far more likely to be reborn in the lower suffering realms, having created infinitely more negative than positive karma in this life and all previous lives. And please bless me to comprehend how incredibly unendurable is the suffering of the lower realms, that I might take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha with all my heart. That I might understand the evolution of karma in all its profundity, that I might perform only virtuous actions and abandon all negative creations. And so see if you can make your motivation genuinely that of the small scope, thinking at least more than this life, more than the mundane. May my motivation expand. By practicing in this way, I will be reborn in the upper realms, but will still have to experience unlimited samsaric sufferings because of uncontrolled delusion and karma. Please bless me to realize the evolution of samsara, from uncontrolled rebirth to death to rebirth, and to follow day and night the three higher trainings of the path: higher conduct, ethics, higher concentration, and higher wisdom, which are the main methods to release me from samsara. Expanding the motivation to the middle scope, wanting to be done with samsara completely, the habits and negativities of samsara completely, the suffering and harm of samsara completely, determining to be free. But as each sentient being has been my mother, and as most of them are in extreme suffering, please bless me to bring success to all by renouncing the perfect happiness of self and practicing the Bodhisattva's deeds of the six perfections, with a Bodhisattva's mind of exchanging self with others on the basis of the equanimity meditation. Thus shall I have no sorrow in experiencing the samsaric sufferings of all other sentient beings, for no matter how long, having trained my mind in the general path. Expanding the motivation to the great scope, the Mahayana, seeking to attain full enlightenment for the benefit of all. And please bless me to follow the quick Vajrayana teachings by feeling sentient beings suffering very unimaginably and unendurable for even the shortest moment as my own, and to achieve the attainment of Shakyamuni Buddha immediately, at this very moment, by keeping my ordinations and all promises and the instructions of the Guru with the best and highest care in life, for the sole purpose of enlightening all sentient beings. So increasing that Mahayana motivation to the Vajrayana motivation that includes speed, urgency without anxiety, and we visualize on the crown of our heads a lotus and moon disk. Above these is the great treasury of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my kind Guru. My Guru is seated in the full lotus position within a transparent bubble of rainbow-colored light, is pink in complexion, and wears saffron robes and a pandit's hat. His right hand is at his heart in the gesture of teaching the Dharma, and holds a vajra and stem of a white lotus that blooms beside his right ear. His left hand rests on his hip, holds a bell and the stem of another white lotus that blooms beside his left ear. In appearance, Lama Tsongkhapa; in essence, the Guru Buddha, the Dharmakaya mind of all enlightened beings. At my Guru's heart is Aryatara in female aspect, green in color, and seated in the dancing posture within a rainbow bubble. Her left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra symbolizing the triple gem and holding the stem of a blue Utpali flower. Her right hand extended over her right knee is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. She is beautifully adorned with jeweled ornaments and scarves, and her three places bear the syllables Om Ah Hum. At her heart is a lotus and moon seat on which stands a green syllable Tam. Rays of green light radiate in all directions from the Tam, and invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They are all absorbed into Aryatara and become one. Please remain above my head until I receive enlightenment. And then the prayers together. Refuge in bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened with the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. With my body, speech, and mind, I devoutly prostrate. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined. All sins and offenses amassed from beginningless time, I confess. I rejoice in all virtuous actions of holy and ordinary beings. O Guru Buddhas, please remain until samsara ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. All my virtues and those of all others I dedicate to the great enlightenment. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the 3 poisons. Yadam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayan. And we request Tara to please purify all obscurations of my body, so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajrabhati. White light emanates from the Om at Aryatara's brow, curves in an arc to enter my brow. My body is purified completely of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajrabhati. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my speech, so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. Red light emanates from the Ah at Aryatara's throat and curves in an arc to enter my throat. My speech is purified completely of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my mind, so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. Blue light emanates from the Hum at Aryatara's heart and curves in an arc to enter my heart. My mind is purified of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajrayana. Please bless me to purify all delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience, so that my body, speech, and mind will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy body, speech, and mind. Now the three colored beams emanate simultaneously from the Om, Ah, and Hum syllables, curving in an arc, entering my three places, completely purifying all my delusions and subtle obscurations. My body, speech, and mind become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. My root Guru dissolves into Arya Tara, who melts into green light, which flows into me. Instantly, my wrong conceptions that I and all other phenomena are self-existent, together with my dualistic mind and its view, disappear, becoming completely empty. Not even a trace of them remains. I concentrate one-pointedly in this empty state, with the wisdom that is indistinguishably one with Guru Tara's blissful, omniscient mind. The absorption becomes the catalyst for the emptiness meditation. Then, out of emptiness, Aryatara manifests in the space in front. At her heart, another lotus and moon, upon which in the center stand the syllable Tam, surrounded in a clockwise direction by the syllables of the mantra, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. The Tam and mantra are manifestations of Guru Tara's holy mind. Green light radiates from all the letters, spreading in every direction. It purifies the negative karmas, gross delusions, and subtle obscurations to omniscience of all sentient beings. The light radiates, bearing manifold offerings to the 6 transcendental senses of all the Buddhas. The enlightened beings are extremely pleased and shower down the superlative qualities of Buddha Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. Omniscient wisdom, supreme power, infinite compassion, in the form of a great shower of light rays. As we recite the mantra, we absorb and are blessed by this rain. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. 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 Om Tare Achutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Chutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Chutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Chutare Ture Soha. And Tara dissolves into light, absorbs into you, blessing your body, speech, and mind. And we dedicate. May I quickly become Guru Arya Tara and lead each and every sentient being into her enlightened state because of these merits. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that is not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Remembering emptiness. Okay. So see you after breakfast.